Alright, hello everyone. Today we're doing Cerebella. Real quick though, one thing I forgot to mention in my affiliate one is walk speeds and dash speeds in this game. To be completely honest, no real walk speed in this game is really worth mentioning. However, dash speeds are something. In particular with Cerebella, her dash has a bit of startup to it. She kind of like lugs herself forward, doesn't really go all too far. So it's pretty bad on its own. However, if you cancel the dash into a jump, you get a lot of distance from it. So, in case you need visual, this is a dash, right? This is a jump, right? This is a dash into a jump. Big difference. So whenever you want to be moving around the screen with Cerebella, a lot of times you want to be dash jumping in. So with that out of the way, let's start with her normals. Stand light punch. 6 frames. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of whatever. Fun fact, the first hit is actually minus on hit. Take that as you will. Next is her crouch jab. Also 6 frames. Not minus on hit. Also +5. So this is pretty much a better poke overall. Plus it reaches way farther. Her stand jab like has no real merit to it outside of the fact that it hits twice, or it can hit twice. That's pretty much it. Standing short. It's 9 frames. It has a really big disjointed hitbox because of the blade. So it's actually pretty good for using it as an anti-air. So if I was to go to here and set her to, not from that far, right from here, yeah, set her to jump at me, right? Ooh, ooh no, there we go. Probably should have chosen better normal. There we go. Yeah, anti-air. 9 frames is pretty quick, pretty big. It also moves her forward, fun fact. Not much else to say. Crouching short. It's her low, 8 frames. It reaches pretty far. Again, the blade part is disjointed, so you can't really challenge that if you space it correctly. And by pretty far, I really mean like really far. Let me take her off a block. So, for example, this won't hit, this won't hit, this will hit. You pretty much are going to be using this. It's +6 on block, which is 1 frame more than this. Reaches way farther than this, which reaches way farther than that. Like, the only downside is that it's 8 frames as opposed to 6. But if you are not breathing on them, you pretty much want to use this. And again, it hits low. So next is her standing strong. This is actually also a really good anti-air. See? Really good. And fun fact, the initial hit causes a stagger state, which you can throw off of. You can tech the throw. Oops. Yeah, see, the throw can be teched, but keep in mind, Cerebella is the go-to grappler of the game. She has command grab, and she can also command grab off of that as well, which you cannot tech. So yeah. The move is also one of her most plus normals. It is +5 on block. Yes, +5 on block. Right? It's pretty strong. Anti-air, +5 on block, causes stagger. It only causes a stagger if it starts the chain, never if it's in the middle of a chain. Middle of the chain would be like, a chain is just like light, medium, heavy. If I chain into it from the light, see, nothing. Nothing. Oops. There you go. But if I start a chain with it, it causes it. See? Alright, next is her low strong. Low strong moves her forward. It is actually super minus on block. So if I were to, I need you to be only forward, not that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So if I was to do this, that's not a true string because, oops, mess it up again. I can do this, or maybe I can't do this. There we go. So yeah, that's her doing it as fast as possible, and it's still big enough of a gap for me to do that, or for me to do that. There we go. Do that. Or, you know, I can do that. So yeah, very, very punishable. You almost will never see it though, because most people tend to mash on push block. So +0. See? Big difference. If I can get that to we'll just do it like that. Yeah, +0. But anyway, the big thing about it is that it moves her forward. So whenever, like, I did state that this is pretty much your main way you're going to be starting your pressure with when you're not breathing on them. But like, if you're not breathing on them, this is not going to hit. This is not, okay, that actually does hit. That's wild. But like, you're not really going to get too much from confirm from that, you know, right? A lot of this does not hit, but this does from any distance. You will get the combo. So that's why you'll see Bellows do that, even though this is really minus a block. It's just because they're trying to get that confirmed. Next we have her standing forward. Something to really write home about. It can restand. Once you did not block, there you go. See, restands them up. You're +2. It's also one of her most plus normals as well, being +5 on block, just like her stand strong. But is 1 frame faster. It also ends up being the most plus normal if you run stop it, being +12. But we'll get into that. Actually no. So next is her low forward. This is her first launcher. It moves her backwards, and the hitbox is pretty big, so it can also be used as an anti-air. However, because of the fact that it moves her backwards, it can be a little tricky. But as far as like its uses, it's pretty much just combo fodder, because you can jump cancel it because it's her launcher. Oh yeah, it also has a vacuum effect on it, because it always pulls the opponent towards her whenever it launches them into the sky. So you can, you know, do really tricky stuff with it, right? Right, you can do a bunch of stuff with it. Next is her standing fierce. This move is also pretty plus. Not by just blocking it, but like if you run stop it. So like I mentioned, like this is +12 if you run stop it. I did not run stop. Oh yeah, this is only on hit. This is +9 on hit. That's +11 on hit. There you go. See? +12 on hit. There you go. So it's +12 on hit if you run stop it. It can bring the opponent back to the ground if they're jumping. Like it just smashes them back to the ground. So if someone's in the air, you can do some pretty tricky stuff with it. So like I can just do, ooh, that combos. There we go. Other than that, this doesn't really have much use. It's pretty big, but it's also pretty slow. So like you probably could use it as anti-air as well, but it's 17 frames. Next is her low fierce. This is her other launcher. It's actually surprisingly really good for an anti-air. It reaches the highest out of all her buttons. Ooh, you're breathing on me. There we go. Right. Pretty big. It could just be a little difficult to convert from. But it's 14 frames, which is pretty quick, especially for a launcher. So it's really, really good. Other than that, yeah, no. So next you have your Titan Knuckle, which is your forward heavy. This is pretty much your long range poke. It's sliding knockdown, so they can't tech up. So anytime this hits, you get Oki off of it. Right, you know, you can go low. You can fake. Wow, I messed that up. You can fake into a command grab. You can cross up. That sort of stuff.
Just a moment. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it about Titan Knuckle. So next is her standing roundhouse. It hits twice. She lifts her feet off the ground, so she actually can low crush with this move. See, she's no longer touching the ground at all. So if I was to program her to, like I said, do her sweep, right? Oop. The sweep's pretty big actually. Maybe not that close. Let's do it from here. Alright. Ooh, forgot you move forward. Okay. There we go. Yeah, see? Right over. Right over. So yeah, she can low crush. Other than that, like, oh yeah, the second hit is an overhead for what it's worth. So if I was to get her to block, see, she has to stand block it. It is an overhead. There's nothing else to really say about this move. Sweep. It's +0, so it's one of the safer sweeps in the game, if not the safest. And as a sweep, it breaks armor, of course. Oop. See, that's armored. You know what I do? She just keeps coming, but sweep stops her in her tracks. So yeah, that's it about her ground normals. Next is her air normals. Jumping light punch is pretty big on the first initial hit, and after that you can keep mashing it for more punches. But the first hit's actually the flip, so and she hits like pretty high when she does it. So if I do that, see, that's the hitbox, and then of course the punches. So this is actually pretty good for air-to-airing people, or hitting people right above you. Any good Cerebella, it's pretty hard to jump on them, to be completely honest. She has so many options, right? So many really good options to keep people from jumping at her. But next is her jumping short. This is a really, really good air-to-air. Again, disjointed blade, so it can be hard to contest it. See, red on the blade. It also is pretty big, so it can be used for cross-ups. See? so easy, like, you know, cross up, set up, right? Oops, not like that. Like this. Right. Or some stuff like that.
Just a moment. Fight.
Let's see. Next is her jumping strong. This is pretty much her go-to jumping attack. Like I mentioned before, you kind of want to dash jump in with Cerebella, and when you do dash jump in, this is probably what you're going to use. It's pretty slow, but it hits at a really good spot in front of her, and it's really, really big.
Just a moment.
Like really big.
Let's go.
Very big.
Pause. Fight.
So it can be pretty hard to contest. The other thing to note about the button is that it can be pretty hard to land cancel it. So like when you land from blocking in the air in this game, I'm looking for, there we go.
Let's go.
And when you land from blocking the air in this game, you lose all your block stun. So a lot of jump-ins can become minus. However, see, because of the way Bella lands from doing the move, it can be pretty difficult to like chicken block and then punish her. If at all possible. I've never been able to do it. Oops. See, getting counter hit. So it's a really good button. Next is your command normal, the elbow to people's elbow, which is just down medium. This move is really, really big. It overheads, of course. It's like all her jumping normals. But the big thing about it is that you can do it from the ground, or like if you just do it instantly from the ground, you can overhead someone. Or instant overhead someone, I mean. At best, you can be -2 from doing it instantly. See, like, it changes based on how fast I'm doing it. There we go. However, you can actually make it plus as long as you get it deep. See? +2. And it's really, really big. The big thing about this move is that it can be hard to contest because of how big it is and the fact that it causes a knockdown when it hits. So if I was to have her reversal do it, right? I'm gonna wait for her to land. See, I got hit. Okay, well, that's a bad example because that's a really good button. See, that traded and I lost the trade. That traded, I lost the trade. It's ridiculous. So, really good button. And of course, if you hit it with it, you can combo off of it. Alright. Next is her jumping forward. It has no merits whatsoever. I mean, I guess you can kind of do this little cheeky thing. Right? It kind of spaces her in a way where you can go low. Or you can just go Merry Gorilla. But like... Oh wait. Never mind. I just remembered. That's a safe jump. Oh, she's not on reversal. Okay. Yeah, that's a safe jump. So there's a use for it. Okay. Other than that, no, there's really nothing else to really say about it. So now you have your jumping fierce. This is the big clap. It's really, really big. You can just an overhead with it. It's really, really plus. Looking for block. There you go. It's really, really plus. So plus 20. You actually can do. It's hard to do this outside the corner. So let me get over here. Are you on safe? I am. So let me do this instead. Alright. Yeah, see, you can actually get 2 before landing if you double jump. Now, of course, any smart person would push block you here, to be completely honest. There is no way to delay the push block in this game. That's crazy. Oh well. Anyway, see, push block you away so you can't get that double right there or anything that you want. In fact, in most cases, you'll end up being minus. So yeah, really plus can instant overhead just like the people's elbow. Really big. If you hold the button down, she glides, but there's not really much use for that. She does have a double jump. She's one of the characters that does have one. However, she can't double jump and glide. So if I turn on the input display, it's right here. There you go. If I turn on input display, you'll see at the left, I'm holding the button down to get the glide. But if I double jump, holding it, and I still don't get it. Or if I glide and try to double jump, I don't get it. See? You only get one or the other. The glide can be canceled into the elbow, or the clap, or her air command grab that we'll get into later.
Just a moment.
Alright, next is her jumping roundhouse. This move is pretty quick for a heavy. It's 13 frames. And it also reaches really far, and it knocks down. But unlike most normals in the air that knock down, you can't instantly tech from it. So like Parasol and like Fortune have a jumping roundhouse that not Parasol. Fortune has a jumping roundhouse that knocks down, and Parasol has a jumping fierce that knocks down. However, if no, that's not what I want that. If they start their combo with it and they knock someone down, they're able to tech back up. But Bella can still pick up. They're on immediate ground tech, but I can still pick up. So yeah, it's decently big, really fast for a heavy button, knocks down. It's pretty good. It can be land canceled though, unlike her go-to jump in. So if I do this, and actually I want you to not do that. Alright, so if I have her do this, right? That was a counter hit. I'm trying to get this to be counter hit, because I know it's like really minus. Because she doesn't actually recover till she like lands in a lot of cases. Well, I'm still getting a punish. Well, I'm not getting counter hit, but like that's minus. It's very minus. That's all her normals. So next is her special moves. First up is lock and load. Of course, I'll go forward. Light doesn't have armor on it. Medium has 1 hit of armor. Heavy has 2 hits of armor. Regardless of which one you use though, they're all -6 on block. However, only the heavy one is +6 on hit. So that was heavy. That's light. +1. That's medium. Right? Light can combo from a lot of stuff. Well, of course from that. Not from a light though. Right? Yeah. That'd be crazy if it could. Not from a light, but you can combo it from your mediums. You can combo it from your heavies. Medium combos from heavy. Only heavy punch. Don't think it's heavy hit, right? Yeah, only heavy punch. And then heavy doesn't combo at all. Like nothing's gonna combo into this. They're really good for checking people on their wake up, especially when you have 3 bars. So if I were to have her do that, and then I would knock her. Well, no. We'll do this. So knock her down. Right? Oops. Well, you get the idea. Like, it can be pretty hard to wake up against Bella if she calls you out. So next is her DP specials. You have the reflector. It doesn't have a an attack box on it, excuse me. Doesn't have an attack box on it, doesn't hit people. But what it does do is that it reflects projectiles. So whenever it interacts with a projectile, do it from over here. It shoots a diamond back that staggers the opponent. The diamond can restand even if, okay, I guess it's just have to keep jumping. Ooh, I missed. There we go, see? It restands into a stagger. It will hit both the point character and assist. It will just blow through other projectiles. And she's also a little invul after she gets to reflect off. Right? You don't get punished for doing a reflect. Right? You can reflect and you can go into a block if you hit a projectile. You can pretty much reflect a projectile the moment it's about to touch you. It's pretty quick. Yeah, no, there's not really else to say about that. You have DP medium, which is her DP. It's not that big horizontally, but it is really big vertically. So Bella's a pretty big character, so that'll hit her. But if I were to bring in, say, like Peacock, nah, I think Peacock's gonna get hit. Yeah, I was right. Okay, Parasol. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. See, if I were to do this against a crouching Parasol, it's not gonna hit her. So it's pretty small horizontally, but vertically, as you can tell, it reaches pretty high. Really wouldn't use it as an anti-air though. You have plenty of other options, right? Next is her Cerecopter. This move hits multiple times. It knocks away. It's really hard to punish, or not really hard, but different, I suppose, to punish, because it is minus 18 on block, but let's see, let's just have her do it. Right, if I was to block this, right, it's minus 18, but she's all the way over there, so my light kick doesn't reach. And that's too slow. And that's not good enough. And the dash just takes too long. So you have to find a way to punish it. Alright. Next is her... Let's go over her grabs, actually. So first grab is her diamond drop, Corsical forward throw. It's 4 frames, so it's really, really fast. It's throw and bull, so if they try to throw me, oopsie daisy. So she tries to dash up and throw me. I win. Oops. There we go. See? You can't really combo off of this unless you super. And you only get the combo off of your super. Alright. However, if your back is to the corner, oops, you can pick up. So there's that. There's a merry-go-rilla, which is of course called back throw. It reaches farther, but it doesn't really quite hit in front of her. See? You have to actually like be at the hand or at the fingers. She wiggles those fingers. See, it just reaches just a little bit past that. That's 10 frames. There's nothing else to really say about it. Although, like I said, you can't combo off a diamond drop, but you can combo off a merry-go-rilla if you know how to like micro dash. And if you don't know how to micro dash, that's fine. You can just do this, right? But micro dashing gives you more damage, or just being in the corner. Oops, dropped. Oh well. Merry-go-rilla is also not throw and bowl like diamond drop is. By the way, throw and bowl looks like yellow. Oops. And it's hard to do in slow-mo. Yeah, a little hard to do in slow-mo. Let's try one more time. Got DP. There you go. See? She turns yellow, so she's throwing bowl. But merry-go-rilla, she doesn't turn yellow. Oh wait, she does for 3 frames? Okay. I didn't know she turned yellow at all. Alright. But 3 frames as opposed to 7. And only during the active. Point is, this is not it's not throwing bowl in startup like this is. So next you have, I honestly forgot what this is called. Let's just say her anti-air command grab. You know what is this move called? Current character, Cerebella. There you go. Alright, next you have Cerebella. So your anti-air command grab won't hit people on the ground, even if they're standing up. However they jump. Okay. There we go. It'll grab them. You can block anti-air command grabs in this game as long as you're not rising. If you're still going up, you'll get hit. If you're falling down, you can block. So I'm going to time this while she's rising, and she gets hit. But if I time it when she's falling down, she blocks it. This move reaches really, really high, even at super jump height. And she really can't come off of it unless she spins super, just like her diamond drop. That's it about that. Next is her grab bag. This move is slower than like a regular air throw, but because of that, you can counter hit someone trying to tech an air throw. So let's do it this way. Ouch. Alright, so she's gonna do this. That's me. Did I time that right? I did not time that right. Okay. Let's just do it like this. Alright. So that was me trying to tech. And I didn't get the tech, so I was like expecting to get an air throw. That's me actually timing it. So timing it to air to like tech a throw or tech the grab bag is different from taking an air throw. Let's just say that. It does a good amount of damage. You can't come off it in any way. Yeah. It's very, very punishable if it whiffs. Don't just throw these out. Oh yeah, she also keeps the grab box until she lands. Actually, let's do this. See? When she lands, then it goes away. And she's completely throwable while doing it. Alright, so next special move is her run. She has 3 forms of her run. She has the light kick version, which goes that far. Medium kick goes this far. Heavy kick goes that far. You pretty much don't really have to use light or medium unless you just like to. Heavy is pretty much just the go-to. She has follow-ups during the run. It also has 1 hit of armor. Almost forgot to mention that part. So if she decides to hit me, let me take that off. Alright. So if she decides to hit me, there we go. See, I use armor right through. You can stop the run with light, like any light. So you can do light punch or you can do light kick. And that's what we call run stop. That's how we get, you know, this, which is +5, to be +12. Right, a bunch of other stuff as well. She can cancel the run into Concho. She has 2 Concho. She has Concho Feint and regular Concho. The move is projectile invul. Oops. So she'll go through projectiles. She will always pass through the opponent. If you tap the button, oops. There we go. Alright. If you tap the button, that's not what happens. She just does that. If you hold the button, she does that. You can cancel that part into... Ooh! I forgot this was on this. No, that's not right. I'm looking for that. There we go. There we go. Alright. You can cancel this part into supers. Which is gonna be pretty tricky. Or you can just let that part rock. This part can also be canceled in the supers, but it's not as useful. So next is her battle butt. Run stop has, or not run stop, run has 1 hit of armor, but battle butt has 2 hits of armor on its own. See, it knocks away. It's really quick. She's also airborne for a couple frames, so it can be pretty difficult to either throw her or you know, low her, because she can also low crush depending on the low. Alright, so sweeps break armor, right? But I almost went over her sweep. There, I went over her sweep. So that move can be pretty difficult. It is very punishable on block though. There you go, minus 19. But you can make it a little safer if you space it. Minus 12. I think that's the best you can do actually. Yeah, pretty difficult. Yeah, but minus 12 is probably the best you can do. So it knocks away. It's pretty much her go-to reversal if you don't want to spend meter, because like I said, this can whiff because it doesn't have really good horizontal range, but this does. It's also really quick. Next is her supers. So you have Diamond Dynamo. This is pretty much her combo super. It does have hit stop on it, so let me also do, where is it? Right here. Alright, if she does it, I'm gonna hold back after the flash and I get hit. So it still has hit stop, so you have to block before the flash if you're up close. See. It does cause OTG state, so you can pick up off of it if you're close enough. She really can't combo off it by herself. Ooh, she's still on block. Like mid-screen. Wow, I missed that. You can do that. You can do that. And certain assists will let you combo off of it mid-screen, but like she really can't do a whole lot. Versus if she does it in the corner or close to the corner, right? Get the whole combo. Next is your USS, your ultimate showstopper. This is your grab super. It's 0 frames after the flash, meaning that if they weren't already jumping when you started, they got hit. It's 4 frames? Question mark? Yeah, that's 4 frames. So it's 4 frames. It's really, really fast. It's pretty invul. If you hit with it, it does a lot of damage. But you can also cancel the last hit into double horns and get a full combo. Right. So next is her level 3. Diamonds are forever. She gets a full combo off of this. It is a wall bounce super, so like I mentioned with Philia, you do need to be careful with the wall bounce, because if you move too early, like right there, you'll move the wall and cause them to not bounce off of it. See? So wait for them to bounce off of it first, then dash in. This move is completely hyper armored. Alright. See? All those hits, and it still doesn't break. It's hyper armored, so that means it just has infinite armor until it's over. You also cannot sweep it. Sweeps break armor, but not hyper armor. You can't even snap it. The only thing you can do is you can throw it. Oops, that's not close enough. There we go. See? You can throw it, but that's it. No hitting it. Right? No snapping it. And no sweeping it. The move is actually really plus on block. You're blocking, right? No, you're not. See, plus 14. So I get whatever I want. The first hit is a low. I don't know if I mentioned that. So they're stand blocking, right? See, force the crouch. So it's plus 14. So she can do whatever she wants, provided the opponent doesn't know what to do about it. So for example, she's gonna do that, right? She's plus, so we're just gonna do it like this. Oops. Okay. Right, I buffered that. So right? Nothing I can do about that. If I try to like hit a button, I'm gonna get hit. See? However, I can't push block her away. Now do keep in mind how you push block this. Cause push blocking the low hit works. Push blocking the diamond part can work. But you gotta be careful because you can end up making her more plus. See? So usually the best thing to do, if you don't push block the first hit, just wait a bit for the rock to pass off the screen and then push block. Alright, and honestly I think that's everything. There's her snap. It's whatever. It's a standard snap. Nothing special about it. It's a little better than Philia's because it has a bigger hitbox. But she also moves backwards when she does it, so it's a little wonky as well. Yeah. So that's Bella. I definitely did not intend for this one to come out a week after the Philia one. I don't intend to make them like once a week sort of things, but you know, with everything that's been going on as of late, took me a while to actually like get this one going. So apologies on that. Definitely do intend to do the next one, which will be Peacock, sometime later in the week. Thank you all for watching, and y'all have a good